6 o'clock, friends. Welcome to Up with KREM. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Channing Curtis. Thanks so much for joining us today. Meteorologist Thomas Patrick is getting us ready for the weather because there are some changes coming weather-wise, right, Thomas?
Yeah, this is going to be the day where we, A, have the last warm day of our forecast, and B, it's also going to be our windiest day of our forecast. All those changes basically coming in all at once. So wind advisories have been issued for central Washington. They go into effect starting at 2 o'clock this afternoon and go through 10 o'clock tonight. Wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour in that region. Just on the outside, which would include Spokane, a bit closer to 40 mile per hour wind gusts for this afternoon, as you already see the anemometer spinning pretty fiercely at Coeur d'Alene. Wind speeds have been about 20 miles per hour so far, so it's almost going to double throughout the course of the afternoon. We're going to also start out a bit cloudier this morning, but work our way to mostly sunny by the midday hours, but the wind speeds really accelerate into the afternoon. Again, wind gusts at around 40 to 50 miles per hour today. We bring you weather and traffic together here on Up with KREM. You're taking a look at Sullivan and Indiana there. Right now, traffic is moving just fine. I just went to krem.com/traffic and took a look at our traffic map for all of you, and it looks like things are moving just fine all across the inland northwest right now, which is good news as we kick off this Friday Eve. This morning, we are looking ahead. Idaho voters will be filling out their ballots next week. KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones is live at the Kootenai County Election Office for us. So, Brandon, what should voters know before the polls open? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Tim. Well, it's going to be a pretty busy week for Idaho elections because next week there's two key dates to remember. The first one will be May 21st, so next Tuesday, and that's going to be the Idaho primary election. And of course, that day is quickly approaching, so we'll go ahead and we'll talk about that one first. The primary includes races focused on state and county level elections, and the primary is always held in even numbered years, hence 2024 on the third Tuesday in May. Whichever candidate receives the most votes during this primary election will go on to run in the general election in November. Polls will be open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and again, that's on May 21st. The next date to remember will be May 23rd at the Kootenai County Fairgrounds. That's when the Kootenai County Democrats will be hosting their presidential caucus. This is solely for registered Democrats and unaffiliated voters that will decide who Idaho will support for the Democratic nominee of President of the United States. These voters will have to confirm once they check in that they did not participate in the Republican presidential caucus that was held back on March 2nd. And unlike the presidential primary, run and paid for through the state, caucuses are run by the party. So again, those are the two key dates, May 21st and May 23rd, Tuesday and Thursday of next week. But for now, reporting live here in Kootenai County, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
The woman accused of murdering her ex-boyfriend last month in Mead was in court for the first time this week. 37-year-old Cynthia Khalil is charged with murder. Prosecutors say that she killed her ex, Justin Daniel, during a custody battle. Now, in court yesterday, Daniel's family asked the court that she be held without bond. Several of his family members spoke yesterday, including Daniel's teenage daughter, who was home during the alleged attack. Now, we decided to blur her face because she's a minor and also a victim.
The thought of her being able to pay her way out of her consequences makes me feel sick, and I know that she deserves every ounce of punishment for the choices she decided to make the night my father was killed.
Now, after all of the testimony, a commissioner decided that he would not grant bond. Khalil will remain in jail until her trial. She now has an arraignment hearing set for May 29th.
This morning, a man caught in the act of stealing is behind bars. Here's what happened. Someone called the Spokane County Sheriff's Office to tell them loud noises were coming from a home near the North Minidoka Trail yesterday. When deputies got to the home, they found 39-year-old Kevin Durfee in the garage wearing a headlamp where he admitted to stealing copper wire he planned to sell. It wasn't just copper wiring. He also removed the garage motor and wiring, causing a lot of damage to the property. Meanwhile, deputies also found meth and a glass pipe in his backpack. Durfee was booked into the Spokane County Jail on felony burglary charges.
This morning, an Oregon woman is back at home after surviving a 300-foot fall while hiking in the gorge. 63-year-old Rebecca Holly was with a few of her friends last Friday when she says that she tripped over something along a trail and fell off the side of the mountain. Rescue crews had to hike to reach her. They then called an Army medical helicopter from Yakima.
But they assessed that a basket, they couldn't get a basket down there. And so I had kind of this weird kind of shorts and a vest type thing that all clipped together, and then I was raised up.
Now, it did take 4 hours for her to be rescued, and she spent a few days in the hospital as well. She was just discharged this past weekend.
This morning, a new option is available to help meet the needs of behavioral services. Yesterday was the official ribbon-cutting ceremony for UW-Medicine's Center for Behavioral Health and Learning.
41% of the counties don't have a licensed psychiatrist. They just don't have access to that specialty care. In addition, we know that the most vulnerable within our communities, the most marginalized, often don't have the same level of access. We're here today to change that.
So this is located at UW-Medicine's Northwest campus in North Seattle. The center hopes to improve the health of the community and close the gap of access for services across the state.
Homelessness is not just a downtown thing, it actually is occurring citywide.
As we continue coverage of our Boomtown Week, we're looking at the issues that come with our region's growth. In the city of Spokane, that includes addressing homelessness. So last month, the city updated how it responds to a growing number of illegal camping complaints.
They expanded their homeless outreach team to improve and increase response to those complaints. KREM 2's Amanda Rowley found out this tripled the cases the team responds to.
The number of illegal camping complaints reported to code enforcement has multiplied in Spokane. So instead of responding as one group across the entire city, Spokane's homeless outreach team is now operating as two teams, the neighborhood team and downtown team.
Spokane is on a mission to keep the community clean and safe. That involves improving how it responds to reports of illegal camps. As someone who frequently uses Spokane's trails.
So I just finished a 6-mile run along the Centennial.
That's a mission Christy Ulanot can get behind.
I want to be able to run it without having to worry about my own safety. And I do still run it, but I love hearing that there's people looking to improve it.
Spokane's homeless outreach team is now split up into two teams to cover more ground. The downtown team operates inside the boundaries of the SPD downtown precinct. The neighborhood team focuses on all areas outside the downtown boundary.
Now we're more of a 4 to 5 person teams, and that's just been a little bit more mobile. So it gives us the ability to get in, work quickly and safely, but also get to more sites on a daily basis.
Luis Garcia is the city's director of code enforcement. He says the team would typically respond to about a dozen cases daily. Now, the daily rate with two teams is 34 cases.
We also open up cases proactively, so if we know the locations, we'll go ahead and frequent those locations and open up cases as needed.
Each team is accompanied by a Spokane police officer. And when responding to encampments, the team offers services to people they encounter. Beyond that, they work quickly to clear away garbage left behind at the camps. With safety top of mind for many in the Spokane community,
There has been crime and issues along this trail.
the steps the city is taking with the homeless outreach teams brings a welcome sense of comfort.
It's nice that everything's getting some TLC.
Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
As we take you back outside on a very pleasant morning. Our current temperatures mid to upper 50s and even a few spots still in the 60s. So probably no need for the jacket today. And while we do see a little bit of cloud cover, especially over northeastern Washington and yeah, about partly cloudy skies above my head, not bad. It's really no rainfall for the day today. It's just going to be very windy overall with this incoming storm system. The cold front is right about there in British Columbia, but it's the winds that are going to be so strong out of the west in front of that cold front. That is going to be the main concern of our forecast for today. Yes, still pretty mild out here with temperatures still in the 70s, but windy conditions today and then cooler on the backside of that cold front. You are probably also noting some rain chances Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They're not washouts, but I'll go into more detail of just how scattered or widespread some of these shower chances will be for those next 3 days.